Vincent Cade, man, I don't like this guy at all. Holy shit, do I not like Vincent Cade. I was supposed to wrestle like Ragnarok or something, and Vincent Cade bitched about it because he wanted to wrestle Ragnarok. So, sure enough, my match got changed, and me and Justin Henry, who I cannot have a good match with, me and him don't click. So, just add that on to my... I do not like Vincent Cade. Fuck you, Vincent Cade. Holy shit. I hate this guy. I don't hate him, but fuck, I don't like him. Son of a bitch. Ugh. You're a real piece of shit. Don't edit this out.
Oh, I'm not. Believe me, I won't. I'll leave it in for you. Is that the same guy who was supposed to show up?
Yeah, that's the exact same guy who was supposed to show up to the show.
That's what I thought.
Then his response why he didn't show up was traffic. Fuck you.
3 hours of traffic, no response.
Don't even ever ask to come to a show again. You are not invited ever. Ever, 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 ever you're not allowed to come here. Open invite for everyone but you. Fuck off. And the few other people only.
We'll get to them later.
I don't even know who they are. I have to see their name to know I don't like them. I'm like, oh wait, that guy, I don't like him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation podcast. The internet's #1 backyard wrestling podcast on the planet. Simply because it is the only backyard wrestling podcast on the planet. Seriously, I think if John the King Keller did an hour of talking a week, you'd probably listen to that more than me, but still. I am just a lowly wrestler, and this weekend I had a great time doing what I love, wrestling. For BXW at its kickoff weekend in Allentown, Pennsylvania, we actually had 2 shows. One of them was known simply as the Dalton Toe Memorial, and there'll be a video package on exactly why it's named that, but long story short, we were going to have a show called Dalton's Toe Memorial, talking about how Dalton had exaggerated breaking his toe in the year prior. We were going to have a memorial show in his toe's honor, and that show was actually canceled due to snow last March. So this year we're trying it again, the memorial for the show that never happened. Dalton's Toe Memorial. Day 2 saw what was originally called No Hands, Just Lead, and as it airs, it will be known simply as No Marky, Just Lead. Exactly why you will see on the show. More than just Marky not showing, a lot of cool stuff going on revolving around the fact that Marky did not show up. But overall, it was such a fun weekend, and I had a blast with so many people. In the main event of day 1, I got to wrestle Johnnyboy, who is so much fun to wrestle. If you've never wrestled Johnnyboy, this is the thing. He brings an air of comfort in a match where it doesn't matter how high profile it is or what you have to do in the match. He takes away all the nerves. He is just a fun guy to wrestle with. He doesn't care about botches. He doesn't care about how anything looks. I mean, if something sucks, he moves on laughing. And I love that about Johnnyboy. I would wrestle Johnnyboy every single month for the rest of my life. So much fun wrestling him. But it was a triple threat match, and the other guy I was wrestling was Andrew Sellers, who I think is an extremely talented dude. I wrestled him in a 2 out of 3 falls match at NYE3, as well as a tag team match at PKM last year, and he is so much fun to wrestle as well. I feel like somewhere down the road, if he switched up a couple of things, maybe, learned some new moves, really got his act together with wrestling, he could be like a Zayn Eric Douglas type. No question about it. And I love the dude, so I can't wait to see him get better and better. And plus, I just love taking his half and halves. That's a lot of fun for me for some weird reason. Getting dumped on the back of my head is fun, and if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be a backyard wrestler. On day 2, I ended up wrestling Big Sexy Venom in what is pretty much my favorite match to wrestle, the big man, little man match. He tossed me around a ton, gave me a Ricola driver off the... I guess I was off the top rope, so yeah, off the top rope, sure. And so much fun. Big Sexy Venom is more pro than some of you might expect. Very good communicating in the ring. Ridiculously strong. I don't think you can botch with him. He will just pick you up and throw you, and then suddenly your move isn't a botch anymore. And I love that. Such a great guy. I would recommend anybody wrestle him, and you'll have a great match. You'll have a fun, entertaining match, and he's a great guy, and I really hope he keeps coming to BXW regularly now. He is so cool. So yeah, Big Sexy Venom, had a great match with him, and we're going very storyline heavy this year. The matches themselves aren't too affected by the storylines. I don't want it to be like everyone's interfering, everyone's other stuff. But at the same time, we're going to have little video packages before each match to kind of give you an idea of why these people are wrestling. And just give you a feel that every single match matters in some way, whether it be a big way or a small way. There'll be very few matches that have no build-up. And those matches will specifically have no build-up on purpose, I feel. Saint Vengeance had a fantastic match against Chris Urban. Bless unfortunately I think he broke 2 bones or 2 places in the same bone in his leg or something. That sucks. I feel bad for him on that, but things happen, and I'm sure he'll be okay. So my best wishes go out to you, Bless, but wow, what a fantastic weekend. James Connolly capturing the GBYWN X Division Championship of the World. And watching Patrick Wade Wilson try to do and fail on purpose, but still, try to do a wheelbarrow onto Drake Genocide is some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen, as well as their attempted arm drags. My God, I want to give P-Dub the X Division belt just so I can see that more often. So funny. But yeah, an overall excellent weekend, and it just gets me more excited for next month's Finest Tournament 6, the 12-man tournament that we have every single year. Winner gets a shot at the BXW title at the event of their choosing. Very excited about that. And speaking of BXW events and backyard wrestling events in general, let's go back to January and February and read off some great backyard wrestling results. This is the GBYWN Event Recap. Oh my God. 2 shows in. 2 shows! And I've already fucked up. My God. I tried to warn you all. I tried to tell you. It was gonna happen. I would finally screw up. Can you possibly forgive me? January 11, 2014 was not the event date for UWC Crackers Be Dancing. No. I read that event and had to guess the date, and I was wrong. Can you possibly forgive me? Can you possibly forgive me? What's that? You can? You can forgive me? Woo! Alright, then just for old time's sake, let's do this. January 12th, 2014 in New Jersey, hosted UWC, Crackers Be Dancing. Ah, that felt good. Finally got that correct. And as I've been saying for 2 episodes now, and as you just witnessed just now, I am not perfect. And I will screw up these dates and names and events once in a while. But that's why you're here, to point out these things and show me the way. Show me the light! So I can make more accurate backyard wrestling results in the future for you to enjoy here on the podcast. So let's get to the actual events going from the end of January into the brand new month of February. Here we go. January 23rd, 2014 in the United Kingdom. Hosted RCWA Underground, episode 90. A first round tournament match saw Dick Manwich defeat Tim Lee. The GBYWN World Champion Sam Jude defeated Will Ospreay in the very first round of the tournament. And in your main event of the evening, first round tournament action saw Ark Howlett defeat Ash Draven. RCWA continuing to be the only backyard wrestling promotion running not only on a weekly basis, but sometimes twice a week. It's phenomenal how these guys can do that. It amazes me every single time. January 28th, 2014 in the United Kingdom. Hosted RCWA Resistance, episode 47. A first round tournament bout saw Rise Wood defeat Harley Davis. And in your main event of the evening, the Phantom defeated Andy Andrews. RCWA continuing to be the only backyard wrestling promotion showcasing a quote-unquote B show for their lower tier talent, rookies, and secondary storylines. Phenomenal how they're able to sort this out and continue with a second periodical show in RCWA. Fantastic, guys. January 30th, 2014 in the United Kingdom. Hosted RCWA Underground, episode 91. In the semi-final tournament bout, the GBYWN World Champion Sam Jude defeated Dick Manwich. One-on-one, as Rise Wood defeated Steve Farrell. And in your main event of the evening, Sean Wilson defeated Nero. Sam Jude continuing to make the GBYWN proud, getting fantastically booked in RCWA against some of the best guys there. He's continuing in this fantastic tournament, and I'm just really happy that RCWA allows the GBYWN title and all of the GBYWN by representation to be showcased in such a fantastic way, in such a positive way around the backyard wrestling world. And I thank RCWA for that reason, as well as the reason of having a fantastically entertaining showcase. February 6th, 2014 in the United Kingdom. Hosted RCWA Underground, episode 92. Triple threat action saw Nero defeat Johnny White and Mason Ryder. Tournament semi-finals action saw Ark Howlett defeat Rise Wood. And in your main event of the evening, Brian Killjoy defeated Will Ospreay, Dan Van Vertigo, and Ash Draven. You know, just for a second, I want to point out, this is episode 92 of RCWA Underground. How many backyard wrestling programs have you ever seen online that got to episode 92? Phenomenal. Some people can't even get to 30, 40. They can't get to 10 sometimes. I've seen that. And here they are at episode 92. It shows the dedication that these guys have for this company, this product. Whether it's the live wrestling or it's this on Vimeo.com as well as YouTube, they care about RCWA, and you can see it here with its long-lasting history as well as these 92 episodes of the Underground series. Great job, guys. Just great job. February 8th, 2014 in Australia, hosted WZWA Combat Crisis 2014. In the opening contest, KY Fusion defeated Steel Kemsley. One-on-one, as Brian Lowe defeated the GBYWN Australian and WZWA Tag Team Champion Jack Wallace. Singles action, as Antilochus defeated the GBYWN Australian and WZWA Tag Team Champion Dynamo. A singles bout saw Acid defeat DK Joker. Non-title action, as Phaser defeated the GBYWN World Hardcore Champion Kilowatt Chaos. Clint Marshall was able to go over 3 Dog. An Elimination Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way Attraction saw Mike Delcano defend the WZWA Backyard Championship against JD Flame, Dan Zeppelin, and Acid. One-on-one action, as Daniel Johnson defeated Mykonos. Rex Regum successfully defended the GBYWN Australian Championship against Alex Stone to a no contest. And in your main event of the evening, Dark Ice successfully defended the WZWA Championship over Aston Crude. Australia continues to kill it with some fantastic wrestling, some great storylines. We have so many championships between the Backyard title, WZWA and GBYWN Australian tag titles in storyline here. World Hardcore Champion representing that style on another level, guys. This guy deserves to be the World Hardcore Champion, Kilowatt Chaos. Great stuff. And Rex Regum proudly defending that Australian championship, as I hoped, he and anybody being booked as a champion would. WZWA showcasing the GBYWN proud, as well as themselves, with GBYWN Hall of Famer Dark Ice returning as WZWA champion. I love everything about WZWA right now. If you are not watching them, please check them out. They are so worth your time. They have such a fun atmosphere. They have an entertaining aura to them that, you just want to be a part of that, whether it means watching or actually being there. And since I unfortunately can't be there, I will keep watching. WZWA equals fun.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, is most definitely time for your interview main event of the evening, part 3 of our 3-part trilogy with the one, the only, Mike fucking Damage. Let's do this.
Damn you, North Korea. You wrestled Matt Demorse to this one, right?
Oh shit, yeah I did.
For the BXW Championship.
Yeah, oh man, that show.
Oh, before we even get to that, you also won another title.
I did?
Yeah.
What I won?
Sick Rick.
Oh yeah, I beat Rick for the Revival belt.
How do you feel about? Tell me how that even happened. How did that even happen?
I don't know. Me and Rick were like, we're gonna wrestle at this show, and I was like, all right, I'll make sure it gets booked. Then the day of, he's like, I think I'm gonna have you win the belt. I was like, okay, and I won the belt.
Was there any mindset of you're gonna come to my Revival shows?
No, because there weren't Revival shows anymore. They were done.
Yeah, I know.
Just,
Somebody ended those.
I don't know who did that.
I don't know. But there was no there's no backup plan. Like I'll win it back later.
No, it was just you have it for a while.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, cool.
So now you're a double champion,
I am. I'm the United States and the Revival champion.
and now you're gold hungry.
Yeah, because in August I win the BXW championship. I remember that because it was such a crazy this time in my life. I was having a lot of issues at home with my mom. BYG 6 had just happened. No, couldn't have been BYG 6. No, that doesn't make sense. It wasn't BYG 6. It was what was BYG. Would have been BYG 7. It ended up being Bloodbath. Whatever. I got home. Some shit happened that I wasn't happy with. I left my house. I didn't go back for a couple days. I made a Facebook status. I just need to get away. Like I was really upset. And Steve, Phoenix, whatever, however you want to know him, whatever. He sent me a text. Yo, if you're looking to get away, come out to Pittsburgh for a couple days. 2 days later, I booked a bus trip. Went out there for a week. Just lived in his house for it might have been a week and a half even. He showed me around Pittsburgh. We had a good time. I hung out with everyone in Pittsburgh. I didn't just hang out with him, but like I saw Rick and Ed and JP and all them. Did a bunch of shit. Our homeless friend Haley. Got to eat Permanti Brothers with Rick. Went to a Steelers preseason game. That was really cool. Got to go to Eaton Park. That was something. Went to Blue Slide Park where, Mac Miller's CD spot, whatever the fuck it was. That was cool. All that kind of cool stuff. And then what sucked was me, Steve, Rick, and Janice were supposed to drive out for the BXW show then. What was Damn You, North Korea. And Janice had gotten alcohol poisoning the night before and she could not leave the house. So Rick couldn't leave the house. So me and Rick was driving. So me and Steve were like freaking out because like that's my way home. That was my way back to my house. What do I do? And luckily Steve's parents were cool with him taking the car. So he drove all the way down to Allentown. And we did Damn You, North Korea. I beat Demorse for the belt in what was such a fun match. The most blown up I've ever been because I puked after the match. Demorse blew me the fuck up. I couldn't keep up with him. I puked after the match, and he was so good. I learned a lot in that match just because following his lead just taught me a lot. And then the next day, we all went to OCWS. And if I remember, we went like 8 people deep in a Honda Civic. It was Johnnyboy driving, Will or Steve. Alright, it was Johnnyboy driving, CJ sitting where like the gears are, so like he had a stick up his ass. You had someone in the front seat, me, Terrence, and Demorse in the back with another person laying across us. just hoping we didn't get pulled over because we would have been fucked. Because, like, I was drunk because I just got drunk after the show. So I'm hammered. And I'm like, oh my god, if we get pulled over, I am going to get an underage and I'm going to be fucked. And luckily none of that happened. We got to DeMorris' house safe and sound. Was it DeMorris? It had to be DeMorris' house. And then Tom Flynn picked us up at Matt's house and drove us to OCWS. To which then Tom Flynn drove us all the way back to Allentown. And then Steve went to Pittsburgh and I went home.
Tom is a god.
Tom is the man. Like, this actually podcast has not had enough Tom Flynn love. So just, everyone take 5 minutes and think about Tom Flynn. Just do that.
Just think about him. Just think.
Just think about him.
Just picture him in your mind. Theater of the mind.
Just imagine Tom Flynn sleeping during your match with a can of beer in his hand. And he wakes up, you go, Tom, you're sleeping. He goes, huh, damn.
So, who did you even wrestle at OCWS? Because I'm not aware. At least off the top of my head.
Me?
Because you're now a Triple Crown champion. You better have top tier talent.
It's me, Sellers, Cobran, and Johnny Boy in a 4-way, and it was just bad. We just fucked around the whole time. I just wasn't feeling it. I was still beat up for my match with Matt, just because that match took a lot out of me. That was the match that inspired me to go to the gym, because I was so fat during the match. It was rough.
You went to the gym a little bit for our match too, right?
Nah.
No? Aw, I thought you were. Because I did. I
did.
Legitimately went to the gym for about 2 months.
I didn't. I went to the gym after my match with Matt, because I knew I was going to be in the EWA Money in the Bank match that year, and I didn't want to be a fat fucking tub of lard in the ladder match.
Well, let's get into that. You are in that. Is that the one that's like 1 million?
That's the one that
views?
has like 100-some thousand views on the internet.
How do you feel about the most viewed match of your career?
I don't care. I really don't. I forget that it even exists.
Is that the one where Elder Foreman did the cross drop off the ladder?
No, he wasn't in that match. It was.
Oh, it's a different one.
Yeah, I think that was this past year's. It was me, TKO, Cobran, Ragnarok, Jordan.
I'm noticing a pattern of a lot of small guys, and then you and Auburn.
Yeah, right? Weird.
You guys are the Canes of the Money in the
Bank.
Bank.
Oh my god, Auburn just killed people. Oh, bro, Jabroni Rigatoni. He was in that. And there's one more. Oof, who was it?
Was it the Ragnarok one?
Yeah. Who was the other person? Oh, Mad Ecstatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. It was the 8 of us. Man, that match was hard to put together. If you go back and look at the Elite picture, like the group photo from that year, we're not in it because they took it while we were trying to get the match together. And we had TJ yelling at us, come on, get your match together, go, go, go. And then they decided to do the group photo, so we couldn't even take a second to go be in the group photo. I'm pissed.
That's a shame.
That's stupid. Don't rush us. Like, the show still ended at like... Oh, wait, no, that's the year the show ended because... Why did the show end so late? Wasn't our fault because we went when we were told to. Because the show just wasn't that. We're gonna. It's October. Buy some fucking lights. Seriously, whatever. Buy some fucking lights. The show's gonna run into darkness. Buy fucking lights. Whatever.
EWA Into Darkness.
Just buy some lights, man. If you're gonna run, if you're like Elite, you're running like. I'd rather have everyone have ample amount of time to plan and have these great matches than everyone rush so the main event can be in the light. That's stupid. Just buy some lights.
What was Tech in the main event that year?
Tech's afraid of the dark.
Do you want to talk about that?
About the time he came to my show, was filling in for Arbo, and then, because Arbo was sick, and then refused to wrestle because it was going to be dark out. Nah, I'm not going to get into it too much.
Fair enough. So we move on to Goodbye 2012 now? We're in 2012?
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
What did I do day one?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I joined the Wrecking Crew.
That's right. I was just about to say.
Yeah, I joined the Wrecking Crew. That was cool. That happened at Elite. That was the best thing about Elite. I had the shorts. Dom was like, Steve, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Then I got a phone call a few weeks later. Mike, we want you to join the wrecking crew. I was like, yes.
All from matching shorts.
All for matching shorts. And just how well we all got along and stuff like that. It was just... We all got along so well, it only made sense. So it was really cool. When he offered that to me, I was like, absolutely. And then I joined at Goodbye, wrestled Marky, TKO, and Danny Devine in a six-man tag, excuse me. And it was awesome. Then the next day I was supposed to do a death match with Chris, but we had some issues putting the match together.
Why is that, Mike?
Well, I'm not talking about that. Someone made Chris a little angry, and he didn't want to play it anymore. He was not happy.
Oh.
He was out of it. It may be married people problems.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? So, U.S. title match doesn't happen. Your death match doesn't happen.
I beat the shit out of him with a thumbtack.
Yeah,
thumbtack bat.
You did have a segment during a match where
I beat the shit out of him with that thumbtack bat.
Do you remember why?
Because I hit him with a thumbtack bat, and he was like, I'm not using my rematch clause.
No. He was supposed to blade.
Yeah, that's right. He was supposed to blade. And
I remember this because I was specifically out there trying to help him blade.
he couldn't do it, so he like just keep hitting me. I was like, all right, boom, boom, boom. I really should have just bladed him with a thumbtack for him.
Because you hit him once, and that was supposed to be it.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it, so you hit him like 3 or 4 more times until it broke.
I hit him a lot more than that.
Yeah?
I must have hit him like 9, 10 times. I have the footage. I'll have to look. I hit him a lot. Like, he had a lot of thumbtacks in his head.
And then you ended up throwing me over the fence. Which
I did, because we both came to the back, and they were like booing. I was like, Rad, we gotta go do something. Let's brawl. And we went out, and we came flying out. I'm like, I'm gonna throw you over the fence. And he did.
I love how you and I can just go, alright, let's brawl, and somehow it works. I did not expect to go over the fence.
Well, the fence was broken at the time.
I was gonna like back bump and then...
The fence was broken, so it just went bloop.
Yeah, instead I just rolled over the fence under the cement.
It was awesome.
And then you headbutted me. And then I bitched out on the headbutt, to be honest.
I really didn't hit you that hard anyways. I was just kind of... bleh.
Yeah. But alright, so that didn't happen. Way to get to end the season, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's see. You're still BXW champion at the time, right?
Yeah. I'm BXW champion until this year. I just lost that shit in August.
Alright. I'm just trying to think. You didn't defend it.
I didn't defend it much.
Goodbye.
The only reason I won the BXW title, BXW is going to end at this Goodbye. Me and Chris was going to be the last match, which is why Chris is the Inner City champion and I was the BXW champion. We were just going to wrestle each other as the 2 champions and just blow off BXW forever. Like, BXW was supposed to end there, and it didn't. So...
Was there... Well, it was because he was going to move, right?
Yeah, he was moving, and it was like, we're not... And even I agreed. I was like, don't take backyard wrestling to your nice new house. Don't do that. It was just focus on having a nice new house, and we'll figure something else out.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work out, so...
That's the thing. There's always more backyard wrestling somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
The name is just a name, really.
It really is.
You know? It's just a fancy thing to put on the belt.
A grill is just a grill, no matter where you are. It's from SpongeBob.
Oh, I know. Some SpongeBob.
A patty is a patty, all the same.
I think that's a good way to transition into this last year.
2013.
2013, you are the United States champion. You're the Revival champion, but it doesn't really do anything for you.
I know you don't like that belt.
I don't. It's not that I don't like the belt.
Doesn't exist, Mike.
It used to exist when they were an active Fed.
I defended it this year. I defended it.
Yeah, that's nice. So, and you are the I said BXW champion. You're BXW champion.
I'm 3
champion,
champions.
US champ.
I'm 3 champions.
You got 1,000,000 belts.
I do.
You're half an Ultimo Dragon, I think, at this point.
I'm getting there.
And you start off with OWS. You wrestled Justin Henry for the US title. I know you want to talk about that match a lot.
Yeah, pass.
Alright, so now
OCWS. Vincent Cade, man, I don't like this guy at all. Holy shit, do I not like Vincent Cade. I was supposed to wrestle like Ragnarok or something, and Vincent Cade bitched about it because he wanted to wrestle Ragnarok. So sure enough, my match got changed to me and Justin Henry, who I cannot have a good match with. Me and him don't click. So Just add that onto my... I do not like Vincent Cade. Fuck you, Vincent Cade. Holy shit. I hate this guy. I don't hate him, but fuck, I don't like him. Son of a bitch. Ugh. You're a real piece of shit. Don't edit this out.
Oh, I'm not. Believe me, I won't. I'll leave it in for you. Is that the same guy who was supposed to show up?
Yeah, that's the exact same guy who was supposed to show up to the show.
That's what I thought.
Then his response why he didn't show up was traffic. Fuck you.
3 hours of traffic, no
like,
response.
Don't even ever ask to come to a show again. You are not invited ever. Ever, 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 ever you're not allowed to come here. Open invite for everyone but you. Fuck off. And the few other people only.
We'll get to them later.
I don't even know who they are. I have to see their name to know I don't like them. I'm like, oh wait, that guy, I don't like him.
Well, let's show something about your character.
I know who I don't like, but I don't want to bury him on the podcast because he'll probably watch this. Or listen to it, whatever.
We'll keep it nicey nice.
I'll be nice to him. I won't even mention his name.
More history, less shooting.
I'll be nice to him. It rhymes with sluts. You know who it is?
Yeah.
I don't like him that much. He just seems odd.
Fair enough. It's a lot of people I could say seem odd at time to time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm probably odd too.
I'm pretty fucking strange.
So we go into this year, no WrestleFest this year.
No, that was a bummer.
But we did have New Era.
We did. Oh, New Era started this year.
That's right.
That was so fun. That was our second home. I feel like you could attest to that. Just our monthly journeys up there.
Absolutely. I felt like New Era was.
I had 2 home feds last year.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone asked me what my home fed is, I'm like, yeah, BXW and New Era, man. Because I didn't favor any other ones. Definitely a main reason why I was not feeling so great at the end of the year, because I would try and go nuts at BXW and go nuts at New Era, and just a lot of times it'd be like week to week, and it would just fuck me up pretty bad.
I would say there were times you went harder at New Era.
Yeah, that happened for sure.
And then when you came here, you were all broken.
Yeah, that's the way the timing worked out.
Mm.
Well, you know what? First New Era show I didn't go very crazy at all because there was no reason to.
No, but at Finest you got...
Finest is what
Let's talk about Finest. Finest was the first show.
Yeah, I wrestled Wesker at BXW. I liked the match, but damn, man, you almost killed me. You knocked me backwards off a fence. If I was any taller, I would have hit my head on the concrete. Gave me a real stiff scoop slam on the concrete, but you gave me a scoop slam on the concrete. That was my own asking. I'm not upset about that at all. It's like, you asked someone to scoop. He gave me a normal scoop slam. It was just a little stiff and on concrete. What are you going to do? That's bound to hurt. So that sucked. But the knocking me backwards off a fence, ugh, that was bad. I was not happy after that. I'm sure I took some mean liberties on that one, but I feel like it balanced itself out. So at least that's what I tell myself to make myself feel better.
Yeah, anybody who wants to see something brutal, go check out that match and look for Mike's chair shot near the end of the match.
Yeah, like Josh fed me his back and I just walked around until I found his head. And I was like, I'm hitting you in the head because I'm not happy right now. But it wasn't even that I was...
Followed by a smile, if I remember.
I just kind of shoulder shrugged. It wasn't even that I was angry. I shouldn't say I was not happy because I wasn't angry. I wasn't anything like that. I was just getting real intense because this match was like... The whole almost getting hurt thing really intensified me a little bit. That doesn't happen often, and it scared me, so my natural reaction was to go really hard.
Well, it makes sense with the whole thing you're talking about where you had to wrestle drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk opponents in the past, and you find that unsafe.
Yeah.
So we move on to... Well, is there any early New Era memories for you?
Oof. I remember how cold it was at the first show.
Oh, yeah, the snow.
That was bad, yeah. There was like a foot of snow. It was just cold. It was... Anybody in the Northeast will know what I'm talking about. The cold where it's so cold that when you get inside and take a hot shower, the hot shower feels like shit. The hot shower doesn't even feel good. It feels like just stinging needles because it's so fucking cold. Ugh, that was bad. Fun weekend. I think me, Ben, Warren, and Doug, and Marshall, and well, you were in the room, but I'm talking about who drank.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna throw you in the drinking part. We all got a room together. Then you guys did the hot tub and shit the next day.
I still do not regret that.
I enjoyed the breakfast.
Justin and I went to the hot tub. Everyone else went to eat.
Yeah.
And I felt so good.
I enjoyed breakfast because I'm a fatty.
So we go on to PKM.
Yep.
And now, finally, 6 months later? Something like that. The match we've been waiting for.
Me and Chris again?
You and Chris for the U.S. belt. This time, Allentown Deathmatch.
Oof, yeah, knockout or submission
Knockout or
rules.
submission. I'm so glad I came up with the name Allentown Deathmatch. It just sounds
I like
cool.
it a lot. I will say, where our first match was creative and stuff, this match was a fight. We fucked each other up.
Let me ask you this before you get into it. Did you have any of Goodbye planned as far as your match?
None.
Okay.
Nothing.
I didn't know if
nothing
anything
carried over.
Oh, okay.
Nothing carried over. Just, we beat the living shit out of each other. Oof. Everything about that match was just mean. Just fucked each other up. And like this one was like my receipts for all the headbutts I gave the year before. I took a lot of kicks in this one. And which was fair. And oof, a lot of kicks. He stabbed me in the head with a sword. That was cool. We did the double stomp off the table. Or off the table, yeah. He double stomped off like pretty much close to the roof through a table.
And at one point, it was going to be the roof.
It was gonna be the roof. I don't know why we didn't go with the roof.
I think it was a little bit, hesitation.
Yeah, we should have done the roof. Looking back, like as soon as the match ended, we should have went higher.
I believe that night Chris himself said, "I wish I did off the roof."
Yeah. We did a lot. We fucked each other up that match. If anyone ever feels like going and looking at my Facebook, go look at my mobile uploads, and you'll see a picture of my face. Actually, it might be on Instagram. I don't know. It's some social network. My face looked like shit. My face just looked like shit because I got kicked so many times in the face. It was crazy. Chris is like the only person I'll let do that to me. Just because I know he'll let me do it. Like, I could fuck him up and no worries. Can't hear me talking about beating the shit out of her husband and came out of the room.
Uh-oh.
Then the next day,
Well, you lost the U.S. title that day.
I did.
Were you satisfied with the finish?
Oh, yeah. What was the yeah, he fucking knocked me out with a kick. Oof. Yeah, that kick was rough. Eek. That was a hell of a kick. Damn. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah. No, I won't change anything about that. The only thing I'll change about that match, Chris even agrees, he tried to do the moonsault under the guardrail, and he did not reach it, and he just knocked his fucking legs off it. Really could have hurt his legs. Really bad. Luckily, he didn't get too banged up.
Yeah, that could have been worse. That's just weird placement stuff. So next day, you and Don, Marcus Centofante, teaming up against the Radical Movement. We kicked off the year with Radical Movement attacking you, so this was kind of the blow off, really.
Yeah, yeah.
In retrospect.
Oh, that match was fun. Me and Don and Steve and Doug.
I gotta give some background to this match though,
Good.
because if you remember our first, I think it was our first trip, might have been our first couple trips to New Era. I would play music in the Mustang all the time, and the one thing you always ask for,
fucking Triple H theme.
is Triple H's theme.
Not the new theme, because I think that theme sucks. Triple H
New, as in like the one he's been using 10 years now?
Whatever.
The new one?
The one from 2000 is his best theme.
My Time.
My Time.
That's right.
1, 2. Is this the one? That's fucking incredible to me. And I always used to make Rad play it. So me and Don just entered to it at BKM. We did a Triple H entrance. I thought it was great.
Oh, it was epic.
I fucking love that song so much. But yeah, it was me and Don against Steve and Doug. Scary moment. Steve made me do a headbutt spot with him. I did not want to headbutt him because of his concussion stuff, but he made me do it. And looking back at it, since he asked me to do it, I should have done it way harder, but it was soft. So I was so scared to hurt my friend. But yeah, I should have done it a lot harder. He asked for it. I should have gave it to him. So, sorry about that. Took a reverse Ron in that match. I've never done that before. I was scared. But I tried to do a moonsault. Huh?
You did a lot of awesome stuff in that
I did
match.
stuff I don't normally do. That was fun. Steve took a World's Strongest Slam off the porch. That was gross.
The thing that blew my mind was the sudden springboard
SSP he did?
SSP.
Yeah, I remember when we were putting it
he
together.
almost didn't make it.
Yeah, when we were putting it together, like, and then on SSP, we're like, what? You ever done that before? Oh, nah, but good time to try. Alright, man, and it worked, I guess. He didn't die, so.
Right.
He didn't get hurt and he didn't die, so I'd say that worked.
There you go. So
That was cool. What was the next monumental? Not monumental, but...
well, we trekked on through the summer. We had the 80s show where you dressed up.
I didn't do much.
No. We had the sing-along.
Yep.
That was a great day.
That was fun.
It rained. Everyone...
I was so scared the rain was going to piss everyone off. Instead, everyone just got went underneath the porch and did a sing-along.
And it helped the show a lot with the footage.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's see, now, really, the thing we're leading up towards is MYE.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Ian's first deathmatch, which I talked about already, so I'm not even going to talk about it again. I did that already. Then we went to Florida. Not for wrestling, for vacation, because...
Well, you didn't talk about the last time you went to Florida either.
Oh, shit, yeah, I forgot I went to Florida. Show sucked. The trip was awesome. Really nothing else to say about that. I feel like everyone it's well documented that show was the shits. So it's not like I'm saying mean things, but everyone agrees that the show sucked. So.
But you'd go again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the right circumstances. I don't know, like I don't know, I'd definitely go again. I just don't know what the circumstances are. I want to fly down. Nah, you know what? Driving's better down there, I think. Just driving down's fun. Get a car full of 5 people and drive down.
Well, we've all done it now, so...
Oh yeah, I've done that drive twice now in my life. Maybe I don't want to do that shit ever again. I still haven't gotten peaches from Georgia. I'm pissed about that.
So we go through NYE. Now we are moving into damn North Korea. You're still the BXW champion, feuding with Marky Electric.
Not for long.
Yeah. Won the finest tournament, got a title shot against you. Mm-hmm. And this wasn't just any ordinary match.
Nah, we did a hardcore match. Which was weird because I was trying to stop doing them for the year, but something about me and Marky doing one just sounded so fun. And we fucked each other up. Oh. We fucked each other up. Just go watch the music video because I can't even put into like an explanation on how much we fucked each other up. I fucked him up, he fucked me up. It's just a brutal, really brutal match. Like, he let me give him a lightning spiral into barbed wire. That was gross because he hit the back of his head on it. He, like, pulled me, like, I don't know what the fuck it's called, but when you, like, get thrown down, just you flat back bump it, they pull you by your hair. He did that shit to me on the concrete. And I did not tuck my head for whatever reason, just knocked my head off the concrete. That hurt. Finish was a shooting star double stomp when I had a barbed wire board on top of me. That was gross. Oh, I gave him the meanest face washes of all time, too. Square in the mouth. Just...
I think the most memorable thing I'll remember from that match is... I think it was you throwing Marky into the banister.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I completely broke the stairs.
Yeah, broke the stairway. Blew my mind. Because that was like a movie moment.
Yeah, it was completely planned. Like, it wasn't like we just did it, but yeah. I just whipped them into it.
I can't see that. I couldn't imagine if that thing didn't break. How he
would have
landed.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna break, but like we tested it before I like push him. Like, I think this will break. He's like, whip me into it. Alright, man. I did. I just threw him.
We skipped a little ahead, but you were also the revival champion. You defended that title at BYS 6.
Did we skip BYS? Oh yeah, I wrestled Snow. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the finishing sequence to our match a lot. That was cool. Yeah, I liked the match. It could have been a little better, though. Our finishing sequence was hot, though, so... Everyone else liked it, so whatever. I think if we did it again, it would be better. Snow's weird to play him with. Anyone that wrestled him knows that. He's very quiet. I don't know. Quiet guy.
So now you have no belt. Or you have the revival belt.
I do.
Which means you have no belt.
Yeah, I have no belt.
And you're moving on into pretty much the end of the new era.
Yeah. Now we're running into October. Mm-hmm. We've done the Wrecking Crew breakup kind of deal. Not a real breakup, but we're broken up.
Which some of that was your idea, wasn't it?
I think so. The 4-way was.
Yep.
I really wanted to do the 4-way. Man, you want to talk about a rough weekend. I did Fans Bring the Weapons 2 with Ian on day 1, which that match was really fucking brutal. Just brutal. We really fucked each other up. I bled a lot. He bled pretty much. It was really fucking brutal. And then the next day I did the Wrecking Crew 4-way. And I remember getting yelled at for everyone because they made me promise I wouldn't do headbutts. So I had this gash on my forehead that definitely required stitches, but I chose not to get because why would I do that? And one of the spots me and 2-Step did where he gave me a German, I no-sold it. I gave him a Tazplex, he no-sold it. He gives me the running, flying knee thing, and I just headbutted his knee out of midair. And I just did it for real. And it freaked everyone out. They're like, Mike, what's the matter with you? Don't do that. And I was like, I had to.
And you also had the really brutal match with Don in the fork.
Oh yeah, we skipped that one. Yeah, me and Don forked me in a match. We fucked each other up that match, so we definitely, laid into each other pretty well. I liked it a lot. The music video for that, go watch it.
How bad was the fridge?
Yo, that hurt. Oh, he whipped the fridge at my head. You can go watch it, but I got hit in the head with a fridge and it hurt.
That was brutal, man.
Everyone was like, ooh.
So is that for New Era? Do you have any final thoughts for how you felt about New Era? What do you think of the future? Things like that?
Wow. I don't know, but I just got a text from Chris. This match just got announced for WrestleCon this year.
Yeah.
AJ Styles and Amazing Red versus AR Fox and Uhaa Nation versus John Davis and Johnny Gargano. That's going to be nuts.
Whoa.
Wow, so there's that.
Epic.
I'm going to miss New Era. That we're not going to... It's almost March, and I want to be planning on how I'm going back up there again, but I'm going up in February to Massachusetts, but that's not... it's not New Era full-time like it was before. Did take a lot out of everyone, though. But, what are you going to do?
Oh, you're going to have reunion shows.
Exactly. And then there's still MYE this year. So that's good. But yeah, we made it through New Era.
How'd you feel meeting the Canadians?
Oh, they were all so cool. I felt like I knew Justin forever. We just embraced in hugs. Then we took a selfie.
Nice.
They're all very, very, very nice.
And now we move on to the last one.
Oh man, goodbye.
Goodbye 2013. Dubbed the UK Invasion.
Did I do anything on that show?
I think you might have wrestled this guy from the United Kingdom.
Oh, yeah. No, but yeah. I was told months in advance that Sam was coming, and it was either going to be me or Chris that would wrestle him. And Chris, being the nice guy that he is, he was like, Mike, you wrestle him, you wrestle him, not me. So, they're like, all right, I'm wrestling him. And it just I really didn't think it was going to happen. I was like, whatever, I'm wrestling him, I'm sure. Whatever, I'll just wait till we get close and then it won't happen. So I didn't get excited or anything. And then, 2 months into it, I started going to the gym just in case. I was like, I better go to the gym. I don't want to have this guy fly across the world and then shit the bed on him. And then a month before, he sent me a picture of his itinerary for his plane ticket, and I was like, oh shit, this is happening. And I got really excited. And I remember going to pick him up on a Tuesday, I don't know. We picked him up at JFK, which is the worst airport in the world. We picked him up. Took him out to eat. Well, really, he took us out to eat because, I don't know, British customs and shit. They like to buy people food. But we took him to American food place. He paid for American food.
Didn't he get hit on by the waitress or something?
The waitress was weird.
Yeah.
It was like an old lady and she was weird. And we got him an American bacon cheeseburger. And we're leaving the restaurant and he's like, I'm so full. And all I'm thinking in my head was, you're so full. I was looking for the double cheeseburger on the menu. I just felt like the typical fat American. So, that was fun. And then when we just hung out for
a couple days, essentially.
Yeah. The next night, me and him got drunk watching PWG. We did a PWG drinking game. We picked a stipulation for every match. And you could kind of tell how ridiculous it got based off of for the Young Bucks match. It was every super kick we took like a drink, so you could imagine that got pretty nuts. We played beer pong that day. We taught John how to play beer pong. That was fun. Then that Friday, Tony Depping came down. Who else came? More people come? Didn't Connecticut come? I was really gone, so I don't remember.
Connecticut showed up.
I drank a lot and I hung out with Marky, so you know what that means, I guess.
I want to say Johnny Boy was here too.
Was Johnny Boy there? Johnny Boy came by for a minute.
Yeah.
I was all Marky intoxicated, so there's that. There was lots of alcohol in my system, and I ended up falling asleep real early. But I guess everyone hung out for a while. I don't know. Everyone enjoyed themselves. Then the next day it was goodbye. It was just so surreal seeing all these people show up. And I remember I gave Sam my bed for the week because I'm a nice person and I'm not going to make the guy who came from England sleep on the floor. So I woke up the one day and I heard him go downstairs. He went to Dunkin' Donuts. And then I heard someone running in the ring, so I got up. At 7 a.m., I look out the window. He's working out in the ring. And my first thought was, oh, he's out in the ring. I should go out there and we could plan our match and stuff. Then my next thought was, I'm going back to bed. And I didn't wake up till 11 o'clock. Okay, and we tried to get our match together, got this match plan, which I was so nervous for. He'll talk about that. It was very similar to how I was during the Cybernetico for anyone who was involved with that one. Which I won't even get into that match because I'm not backtracking anymore. And that match was a whole mess to put together. But yeah, I was very nervous, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine, mate. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know. This is crazy. What's after this? What's this? What are we doing?" Then the match happened, and everything was really, really good. We clicked so well during the week that I knew we'd have no issue wrestling, and it was awesome. We got along so well that I had no worries wrestling him. That was cool. And then I loved the match. We fucked each other up. We definitely fucked each other up. No, it was awesome though. I love Sam. He's the man. He keeps thanking me for the match, and really I'm thanking him because he's the one that carried me through it. Yeah, that was cool. And then the next day I didn't wrestle because I got drunk that night in a banana suit.
Yep, which that footage will be in the BXW Goodbye video.
There's footage of me in the banana suit?
There's footage of you running out through the set.
Good.
Towards the ring. And that's going to be in there.
I like that. That's good.
It's very quick. I don't know who took the footage, but it's like a 10-second clip.
I did see the clip because someone was ready for me to come. They're like, "Oh, he's going to run through here soon." That was fun.
That's
not sure as drunk as Arbo. But I was up there with him. But I sent Spino, that's your banana suit. That's in England now. I gave it to Sam. So I'm not going to get you another one either. You don't have a banana suit anymore. I told you I'd give it back to you after goodbye when you saw me in it. But I didn't, and I sent it to England. Sorry. Not sorry. It went to a better place.
But it was a great banana peel for spots, man.
It was. That's the only downside to it. No one's going to be able to slip on it. It was also nice to wear to Wendy's. Marshall and Doug. When Doug was concussed and almost fell asleep and killed us.
And that picture is online somewhere.
Oh, it's on Instagram.
Oh, man.
That's good stuff.
And with that, you became
GBYWN
World Pure... Yeah, you became the title.
I am the title.
You became the GBYWN World Pure Champion.
Yeah.
And brings us to the current day, 2014.
Where I've been doing nothing but growing a beard. I haven't shaved since goodbye.
Yeah, you got a little Daniel Bryan going.
Yeah.
Well, not even a little. You got Daniel Bryan going.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
So. I think I've trimmed twice since goodbye. Remember the last time I trimmed? You're like, you're gonna end up shaving again. I haven't trimmed since then.
Really?
Yeah, I managed to stop.
I am surprised.
It's all grown into the point where it's all flushing out now, so I don't care. So my goal is to not shave for a year until after I turn 21. But I've come to the conclusion that if I grow a beard for a year, and that'll be November 11th of next year, that means the whole winter's ahead of me. If I have this awesome beard, I'm not going to want my face to get cold. So I might have a beard for a year and a half, hopefully, unless I bitch out. So let's hope I don't get my life together and go for a good job or something, where I have to have a nice clean shaven face. That'd be bad.
That or you lose the beard in a match because wrestling's real and you can't do anything about that.
Shit. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I think one day I genuinely will lose my beard in a match.
You gotta lose your hair in a match.
Nah,
When you sent me that picture with your haircut, I thought you took a lot more off than you did. That picture looked like you had hair not like mine, because, I mean, that'd be a serious fucking haircut.
Yeah.
But I thought you went short.
No, I just slicked it back.
It looked like you went short. I was like, oh fuck, Rad's bald.
A lot of people might not know, but...
Don't grow that. Don't shave your beard off again.
Oh, I had to that time.
I saved that picture.
Don't.
I did.
It's terrible.
That's alright.
No, I had to shave my beard because I didn't have any type of electric razor to trim it. I just had to shave the whole thing off. It was too wild. I had to kill it.
When that happens to me, I normally you can do it if you can learn how to do it with scissors. It's definitely a good thing to learn. I like to I'll just take some out, pinch it, and and then you could really adjust what you want to do. Because, like, say you want to do where it's, like, short up at the top and it gets longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. A lot easier to do with scissors than... That's kind of what I have now. A lot easier to do with scissors. That's also because I have the actual hair cutting thing, so I just come in low here and... Yeah. Hopefully, next time you guys see me, I should have a nice beard going. If I don't, I bitched out, and you guys have the right to punch me in the face.
You're going to look like ECW's Roadkill.
Ah, fuck Roadkill. I just listened to someone shit on him in a shoot interview last night. Who was it? Tommaso Ciampa. He fucking hates Roadkill.
That's random.
Yeah. Apparently Roadkill's a big dickhead to people. Like, he's real rude to people. Like, Tommaso hates him, and Jay Lethal hates him, too. Jay Lethal really hates Roadkill.
I didn't even know they're in the same company at the same time.
Roadkill did some training seminars at some company in New York where Jay Lethal was training. And he treated everyone like shit. So Roadkill's a dickhead. Fuck you, Roadkill.
I'm sure Roadkill will be listening.
I hope not, because I want to be booked on a show with him when I quit backyarding and go pro and leave you guys in the dust.
What, have you thought about the idea of going pro? Like,
I'm doing that. I gotta get less fat, and I'm gonna go to a school, because I'm not gonna be like some yarders that I'm not gonna name any names, but never got trained by an actual school and try and do the pro thing, because like there's some that can get away with it, like that are really, really talented, but then there's some that aren't. And whichever section you think you fall into, if you do that, that's you. You figure out which section you fall into. If you're the talented yarder that they didn't need a wrestling school, they learned enough that they really didn't need to go to one. And maybe you're the ones that needs to learn a little more. You figure out which one you are. I just mouthed which one I think is the shits, the red, and I thumbs downed him. So no one can see it. You know what's funny? It's an audio thing, so you guys won't even see me. So I just mouthed it into the camera and no one saw it. You know what? You might have heard it. So, cause I did kind of whisper it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
When it uploads and whoever you were talking about.
I'll get a text from someone, Mike, what the fuck's your problem? I was like, oh, I was drunk. Which is funny.
And you'll be like, it's true, Matt, you suck. Matt DeMorris.
Yeah, Matt, you piece of garbage.
You did beat him for the title, so.
Matt, remember that time that I beat you in Budokai 3? I whipped your ass. What the hell were you thinking using Krillin against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? That was not the right decision. Ugh. Bad call. Bad call. That's what you get, though.
Well, I think with that we should start closing this up.
Yeah, I rambled for a while now.
That's awesome, though.
I enjoyed it. This was fun. Hopefully more people should do this. This is a good time. And it just gives you a chance to, if you're a drinker, get some drinks and just talk. It's really enjoyable. And if you're not a drinker, shut the fuck up and do it anyways. Not the drinking part, but the talking.
Well, that's why I like the idea that it's a podcast. The camera is not beyond you. You're just chilling.
Yeah,
you know.
During this interview, I've gone from sitting to laying on the floor texting. I've been all over the place this interview, and no one knows that. Like right now, I'm leaning on one arm. I'm actually going to lean down farther. And I'm just comfortable. So, do it. It's fun.
Yeah, I definitely hope to do more of these in the future.
More people should do it. I enjoyed it.
So any future aspects for 2014? You looking forward to anything? I know you wanted to do more pure title matches.
I'm just gonna have fun this year. Whatever happens, happens. I'm just gonna try and have the best matches that I can. I'll be honest, ever since my match with Sam, I've had a different outlook on wrestling, on how I like to structure my matches. So, maybe people will pick up on it. Maybe it's something they'll get behind and enjoy. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I have a new... my match with Sam, like, re-energized my love of wrestling, so... If anyone knows, I've been walking around the house just fucking giving the inside... Like that inside elbow Sam was doing to inanimate objects since goodbye. I elbow the wall outside my room every day. So, very excited. I'm just looking to have some fun and hang out with everybody and to have a great year of fun and stuff.
Well, you know why you do that, elbow?
Why?
Because it's the wall, brother.
That's the end of this podcast. That's how this shit ends. I gotta plug my phone in. So,
Hey, so you want to say goodbye to everybody?
guys, you are listening to the GBYWN Podcast, hosted by Rad Hazard. I am the first guest, Mike Damage. Hope you enjoyed it. If not, fuck off. And have a good day, guys. See ya.
And with that, we have finally reached the end of our little journey spanning 3 episodes of the GBYWN Podcast. What'd you think about that interview with Mike Damage? Have you been keeping up with it throughout all 3 episodes? Did it feel good? Was it too long? Was it too short? I want your guys' feedback, because from now on I'm trying to have these interviews split into 3 episodes each. A trilogy, if you will. And I want to make sure that it's up to standards for you guys, because like I said last time, if you're not watching, I'm just going to feel like an idiot for making these things. So please keep watching. Please let me know what you like, what you don't like. I'm going to be adding new things all the time on this show, experimenting, if you will. And the interview format of 3 shows per interview is one of those experiments. I love Mike Damage. Great guy. So much fun to be around. He brings the fun. It could be you and him in the middle of an island miles away from civilization, and he will still find a way to bring the fun. Great guy. And like I said before, he is like a brother to me in some ways. I like to, think of him as a close personal friend of mine. And I help him out as much as he can, and he helps me out. And I used to call him the glue all the time. He's the glue. He keeps things running. And I still believe that very much. So now, as we get ready to end the show, I do want to introduce to you one last segment, a brand new segment on the show, and if you enjoy it, I will do more of these in the future, because I sure have a lot to talk about. This, ladies and gentlemen, is things only a mark would complain about. Deep breaths, deep breaths. I can already feel my mark blood boiling. Alright, first of all, a little warning to you all. This is not to be taken personal. I am not throwing this specifically at anybody. There are many things I probably do that people do not like, and this is just my interpretation of what I, as a mark, do not like about backyard wrestling. Alright, I'm feeling like gold dust doing these heavy breathings, but okay, warnings out of the way. This week's discussion, the inaugural things only a mark would complain about, is weirdly named and quite frankly, stupidly named championship belts. Alright, and now I'm gonna get something out of the way really quick. We all understand what a championship means. It's supposed to spotlight a feud or a specific wrestler or a specific match. It can help fuel a storyline. It can help change a gimmick. We know all these things, and I am not gonna go into any of that because this is things a mark would complain about, not things a booker or a smart mark would complain about, okay? We're talking specifically 150% kayfabe. Now, getting that out of the way, let me define the kayfabe definition of a championship title. Many of you probably don't think about the word title. It is a position. Now, when you really think about it, you have a job title. You have a car title. It is a thing that defines you in a company or with an organization. And that is what a championship represents. A championship title. Your position with that company or that organization, that alliance, whatever it may be. Specifically being the best of something. You are spotlighted and you are positioned as the best of whatever that title may be. And let's run down what specific titles there are in backyard wrestling. First, there's federation titles. And now, unofficially, from the GBYWN, federation titles are seen as, quote-unquote, state titles. And that is because 99.9% of all championships defended in a federation are defended in one individual state. Like I said, there have been slight exceptions in the past, but most of the time, 99.9%, a championship is defended only in that state. And I could almost guarantee you to a T that every championship in the United States, as far as federations go, are won and held by champions that live in that state. By definition, that championship represents you being the best of everyone traveling into that roster. And that usually includes people who are local, because I don't know anybody who travels more than maybe 5 or 6 hours to go to a fed. And even that is pretty ridiculous, and I'm sorry for people who have to do that. But that is very localized, that is very regionalized, and in most cases, they are within the same state, maybe 2 states. Maybe 3, just maybe 3 with 1 or 2 people. But they're never defended outside of that state. Now from there, we go on to the GBYWN titles, which are supposed to unify all the feds in the alliance. And those titles are seen as national championships, which means they are defended within multiple federations in one country, and world championships, which obviously can be defended anywhere, any federation on the face of the planet. And we do have gimmick titles as well. I call them gimmick titles just to generalize them all at once. Tag team titles and singles titles are seen as equal championships because they are the only 2 type of titles that can be defended in any kind of match, and it makes sense. You can have a hardcore title match for the tag team titles or singles titles, but you can't have a hardcore match for the pure title. You can't have a pure match for the hardcore title. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It doesn't happen. Thus, the singles titles are seen as a little higher than those gimmick titles. And that is why the World Championship and the World Tag Team Championship are the top 2 equal championships in our alliance. Kayfabe, kayfabe, kayfabe. I love it! And now we get to the rant. Really, really terribly named federation titles, because there are some out there that just do not make any sense. And I'm gonna run them down. These are all titles that we've had in the GBYWN, the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation, since 2009. Some of them are defunct, some of them are still around, and we're gonna get to them. I've actually divided them into 3 different categories. First category is the direct ripoff. That's what I'm going to call it. Because the only reason these people have these championships are because they've seen them on TV or they relate to something else they've seen in professional wrestling. For those who remember Indiana Championship Wrestling, which at one point was the hub for the GBYWN, they had the ICW Intercontinental Championship, a second-tier title in Indiana? Your number 2 belt in Indiana is called the Intercontinental Championship? Mind you, this company never had a single international wrestler in it, ever. And they never recognized their main title as a world title, because the GBYWN belts were always there. Doesn't make any sense, obviously, as a placeholder, because they didn't have a name for the second tier belt. Furthermore, WZW Warzone Wrestling in New York had the WZW International Championship. International! Now granted, this title would be won by people outside of New York, and some people thought maybe they meant international as in like intertwined with other feds because other people from other feds were winning it, but that was never clearly defined, and it's international. There is nothing international about a second tier belt in a fed where its main title pretty much represents that one state. It does not make sense! I was once asked a couple years back if somebody could take the GBYWN World European Championship for their own. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. I'm just gonna let that just sink in. Okay. So much wrong with this. First of all, this man lived in Tennessee, so I already knew I wasn't gonna do anything about this. I wasn't gonna give him anything. But he was an actual backyard wrestler, and just I had to ask. I was like, how does that make any sense at all? And his logic was, well, the WWE had the European Championship, and, you know, I want to be the best European champion, the world European champion. And I didn't even have an answer for a minute. And I realized that WWE kind of screwed up the mid-tier belt idea, because the European title made a lot of sense at first. It was defended in Europe. A European was the first champion for the first 6 months of that title. And then Shawn Michaels kind of won it, and it just went nowhere, and it didn't make any sense anymore. And people saw that and went, oh, the European title is a second tier title, or even third tier title. We're gonna have that in our fed in the middle of America. What? What? No! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it now! No more Intercontinental titles, no more international titles, no more European titles, people. Now we're gonna go on to the second group, which is titles where the rules of the titles change constantly. And I have two culprits. The OCWS Your Best Attribute Championship, and as much as I love them, and I will always say I love you guys, you have the WZWA Backyard Championship in Australia. Both of which have the exact same set of rules, but the rules constantly change. You see, let me give you a perfect example. Let's say the man holds the Backyard Championship, and he says, I'm the best submission wrestler in this company. I'm gonna make this a submission-only championship. Okay, you have established that you are the best submissions wrestler. The only way to beat you is to be a better submission wrestler. You've established the belt, perfect. Then that man is beaten by somebody. So that man has now lost the title to the new best submission wrestler in the company. And from there, that submission wrestler says, oh, well, this title is now only under tables match rules. That doesn't, what? You are not the best tables wrestler. You have not established that at all. You won it in a submissions match. It don't make sense. Stop it. No.
Oh boy, okay. You see my fault here. You see my issue with these belts. But let's go back to the naming process, okay? And this is the last one. This is confusing names for these championship belts because they're not the main title. They're second-tier titles. They're supposed to be a quote-unquote milestone towards getting title shots for the main title. At least that's the kayfabe wording for it. We start with one of my favorite feds, actually, from 2010. TWF, the TWF Prestige Championship. By definition, prestigious. Worthwhile. You think of money, you think of fame, prestige. Yet, you're not the most prestigious person in the Fed because the most prestigious person would be the champion, the TWF champion. So what are you by definition? Because you're not equal. Very confusing. Let's talk about the title and how it evolved into the JSW, Jersey Shore Wrestling Garden State Championship. And like I said, we established earlier how most Feds are essentially unofficial state titles. So this second-tier title claims to be the Garden State Championship. It's not equal to the main title, but it's pretending to be. It doesn't make any sense to the ranking. There's no official ranking here of who's better and who's not because you're mixing up the names of the titles. Let's go on to CBYW. CBYW Elite Championship in Ohio. Elite, by definition, means you are one of the best. One of the best. Alright, we're almost there. But what does it mean to be one of the best? That's all hearsay. That's all personal belief. You're going off of what is only personal interpretation. And you can't have an opinion for a title. It doesn't make any sense. And he clearly wasn't the best because the CBYW champion was clearly the best. So it didn't make any sense. You're one of the best. But by definition, yeah, they could all be the best. It doesn't matter. No point to it at all. Let's talk about the animosity title. Alright, now by definition, this could be something, you know, the animosity. You want to be this guy, you know, you look up to him, that kind of thing. Okay, I get it. You know, there might be a bit of jealousy in it or something. I could see that working for like a $1 Million Man title. Heck, I could see that for the prestigious titles. Prestigious, right? If you put a money element on the belt, yeah, that makes sense. But this was a mid-card title. And you know, the animosity. Wouldn't you rather be the BKW champion himself? So, where's the definition there? You know, I don't care about the BKW title. It's, you know, that just means you're the best in the Fed. I want people to have that animosity against me. I don't get it. But we're gonna move on to actually existing titles right now. And these guys, you know, I like these guys a lot, but hey, your belts are weird, and this is things only a Mark would complain about. So my inner Mark, it's coming out. It's coming out right now. It's coming out against you, 3BW. See, when I saw 3BW and I saw the mid-card title, the 3BW Survivor Championship, I immediately thought of Survivor Series. I thought of eliminations, elimination tag teams, elimination singles. I thought, oh, what a creative idea. Maybe it's a elimination multi-man title. You're the Survivor. You know, the singles main title might only be represented mostly in singles matches, and this is specifically for multi-man. I am the survivor of this multi-man match. No. The Survivor, by definition, has nothing to do with the championship. It is just another singles title. How are you the survivor of 3BW? Wouldn't the main champion be the man who's surviving the hardest challengers in all of the Fed? Am I wrong here? Please tell me if I'm wrong, because this belt is also going to change yet again into what I'm being told is the Action-Packed Championship. It might be a mix of both title names, the Survivor Action-Packed. It doesn't matter. The point is we're going into the Action-Packed Championship. And I don't understand
what that means. You see, action-packed is extremely opinionated. I've heard people say that a movie like Psycho is action-packed, an action-packed suspense thriller, and then you look at a movie like 300 and you say that's an action-packed action movie. So what defines action-packed is, once again, completely opinionated. And to say you're the most action-packed wrestler on the roster, how does that work? The only way that would work is if the main champion was so technically boring that by definition only boring wrestlers could wrestle for the main title, while only quote-unquote action-packed wrestlers would wrestle for this title. And I know that's not the case, because that would be extremely awkward. So this is... I do not get it. So here's the deal, folks. If you have a federation and you want some championships, you make your main title, maybe make your gimmick title, throw an X Division belt out there, tag team belt, hardcore belt, pure belt, time limit belt, 24/7 belt. Notice I didn't mention that because those rules never change. Take those belts and really think about the definition of what you're trying to represent for this title, this position for your wrestlers to hold. Because if it doesn't make sense, I'm not gonna care. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a thing only a Mark would complain about.
I got the biggest boner for science.
So if you enjoyed this little segment, please let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, I won't do it again. But I have a lot more that a Mark could rant about, that a Mark could complain about. So let me know. Send me all your opinions. Send me all your suggestions. Send me your clips for the sounds of backyard wrestling. And I will see you again in only 2 weeks' time, and I can tell you who our next guest will be. It will be none other than the BXW champion himself, Johnnyboy. So until then, this is Rad Hazard signing off for the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation Podcast.
I think just about everybody and their fucking mother has asked me what the next match is. You still want a match? You got a fancy title, and you're right, I did tap out. And there's about 12 people here that want a match.
Let's take them all on, Don. Marcus Centofante.
You predicted it right. It's gonna be the first ever WZW, every man for himself, battle middle class for the title. Woo! Woo! Woo!